to the coaches.
Wow, what it is, man. Welcome back to the Stick to the Code podcast. You already know, man, you got your boy AO here again. And you know, man, this is Stick to the Code podcast where we talking tech, kicking culture. Man, look, how y'all feeling, man? We just had our guest last week, Killer here for the first time. That's the first guest on the podcast. Like I say, man, I'm definitely going to try to follow through with more guests for y'all. And I mean, obviously, like I say, this is a tech podcast, but she ain't in the tech like that, so just letting y'all know, man, this is kind of vibe. Like, even if you ain't in the tech or you just in the culture, whatever side you into, man, this is a open space to kind of come through and just run in and see what's going on in tech and coach and just run your shit, man. So just letting y'all know this is an open invitation. Anybody, man, hit me up, hit the DM, hit me on the podcast, hit me on my personal joint, whatever, man. We can definitely follow through and make something happen. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Before I get started with this, though, I want to make sure y'all done went and checked it out. Like, I dropped a new song, 2017, last week, this past Friday. So if you ain't already, be sure you go and check that out, man. 2017, AO, you can catch me on all streaming platforms. It's going to be 2017 with like a little still in parentheses, because that was the name of the song, but I recorded that joint a little while back. So, man, just kind of had to hit y'all with that. I'm hoping y'all vibing with it. You're a fan of this. You might be a fan of the music, and you just kind of rocking with it. So, man, that's still 2017. But we got to talk tech before I get into that shit. So, man, let's go ahead and get into it. Man, the first thing first right here, tech, we going to get into EVs right here. And, man, EVs, you already know, man, everybody trying to get an electric car right now. I had thought about getting an electric car before I get my last vehicle, like what I'm driving right now. Right now, I'm in a Fusion, you hear me? But, man, I was looking at getting a Tesla, but I was like, that Tesla range was a little bit out of my pocket. I was like, nah, I'm going to chill on the Tesla right now. Plus, that joint a little bit smaller because I was looking to get like a Model 3. And that Model 3 probably look a little too slim for me. I'm 6'6", so I can't really just be fitting in no Model 3 like that. But, yeah, man. So, you know, like I say, people getting EVs right now. One company that's trying to, like, really get a push and, like, make it to where they brand is one of the ones you think of with EVs. And I think they're the number 2 EV brand in North America right now. And that's going to be Ford. So Ford got the Mustang Mach-E's. Y'all already know they got the Ford Lightning trucks that just came out that everybody trying to get, which I ain't gonna lie. If I was like trying to get me a truck, I would definitely try to get that Ford F-150 Lightning. Cause that Cybertruck shit, like, nah, that's out of there. Like, even, I ain't no telling when it come out, but that ain't my vibe right there. The F-150, that joint seemed like it could be the lick. But when it comes to the Ford Mustang Mach-E, which I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't really a fan. Like I'm the kind of person who kind of like really like, if you got like an old nameplate like Mustang, when you drop something, I wanted it like a Mustang. So like the fact they got that Mach-E, which is like a crossover thing, I was like, y'all just trying to ride the Mustang name with that. It's a cool looking vehicle. It's an alright looking vehicle to me, but the fact they use that ain't really my vibe. But regardless, I might not like it. That don't affect the fact that plenty of y'all people out there buying them because it's like 100,000 of them on the road, people done bought. But one of the things is they just had a recall on it for the battery. And the thing is, the recall on the battery is, like every vehicle get a recall. So like when you see recalls and people hear about what a recall got with it, like I said, I work in the automotive industry, so I deal with that shit on the regular. But when you read what that shit say on the paper, like, I don't know if y'all know, like, if you got a car damn near in the past, like, 7-8 years, you done got one of them, probably an airbag recall talking about your airbag may explode and have shrapnel busting your face and all kind of crazy shit. The chances of that happening to your car is, like, slim as fuck. But, like, when you read that and you got your family and your kids, man, that shit instantly like, nah, I need this done right now, pronto, ASAP. And them hoes was not ready to be done like that. But like I say, man, let me not get too off on the tangent. You know, I get on the tangent real quick. But with the Ford Mach-E's, they had an issue with the batteries shutting down while you're driving. Now, I ain't gonna lie, like that shit, like when it comes to like some issues, like, you know, the battery can always fuck up. Anybody who ever had to jump start a car, you already know what it is. You know how fucked up it can be if you have to jump start a brand new vehicle. You feel like it's too new to be having these issues. The Mach-E is only like 2-3 years old as far as the oldest ones. But so with it, they having like the issue with the Mach-E's losing the battery shutting down while you're driving. That shit got like, I don't know how many customers that happened to, but that gotta be something crazy to just experience. Like, what the fuck? My car just shut down while I'm driving. And imagine you driving that shit on the highway, you doing like 80 or some shit, and that bitch just shut out on you. Bruh, crazy. So That's something that Ford's supposed to be getting fixed. It affect like half of them. So they got like 100,000 on the road, like 49,000 affected. So that's something that they supposed to be getting fixed. The thing is with it, it's just gonna be like a over the air update, which is like if you got like an iPhone or something like that, or like Teslas have, you ain't gotta come into the shop to get it updated. They're just gonna send it out to your vehicle over the internet or whatever. So I think that's dope that they had that as a thing. But the thing is, I think next month is when the actual update's supposed to be getting sent to customers. If you got a Mach-E and you worried about it, you can go into the shop right now and they should be able to do the update directly in the store. But that's something that's going on with Ford. So if you got a Mach-E, definitely be on the lookout. Make sure you get that handled. Don't have your car shutting down on you. Another vehicle that just came out, Toyota, they got I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just start out with this. I fucking hate the name that Toyota got for one of their electric vehicles that they dropped. I don't know if they trying to do the name and stuff too much, but it's called the Toyota BZ4X, and it got like a lowercase b, capital Z, 4X. Like, it's doing too much to me. The name feel like too much. When you got Camrys and Corolla and a Tundra, and then you got a BZ4X, it's like, why you doing so much? I'm trying to get a Toyota. Why are you giving me this complicated ass name? But that's one of their first vehicles in the electric market, and it got a crazy ass recall on it too. The recall is the hubs on it, if I'm not mistaken. The wheels can actually come off while you driving. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit even crazier than like the battery shutting down. Like the battery, I bet that shit suck. But like your car can battery shut down. You can cruise your way over to the side of the road. If your whole damn wheel come off while you driving, you done. Ain't really nothing you can do other than just be like, well, shit. I mean, hey, roadside come. I'm stopped right here in the middle of the road. I can't do shit about it. Thankfully though, the recall applied to like 2,700 vehicles, so it's not as many. Plus, like, of those vehicles, it ain't really that many that's on the road. Like, it ain't a lot of people who got that vehicle yet, regardless. And I think only like 100 was supposed to be coming to like the U.S. market. So if you in the U.S., you really ain't got one. Most of them supposed to be going to Europe, but that's still just like a crazy recall going on in the electric vehicle market. So Toyota, Ford, y'all got a Mach-E, or if you one of the few people who got a BZ4X, definitely watch out, get them recalls done, because both of them are ones you do not want to be caught on the road with, you feel me? Staying on the EV market, we're going to get into Tesla. Not so much talking about their vehicles, but talking about some of the issues they got. Tesla recently at one of their gigafactories, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like Sparks, Nevada or something like that. But like the issue is that Sparks, Nevada, they wind up laying off over 500 employees. Which, I mean, shit, that's a lot of people losing a job at one time. But the problem with that is they dropped off all those employees at like immediate, like, hey, came in one day, all 500 of y'all fired. Tesla having they losing employees, they firing people, having to downsize because of the Elon Musk expectations with the market. But the problem with that is the laws in America, you cannot have a mass layoff of employees without giving them a 60-day notice. And the thing is, you can only drop 49 or less. So the moment you drop 50 employees at the same location in one day, that's a layoff, that's a mass layoff. You got to get them people 60 days notice. They fired them people that day of, and that's 500 of them. Them folks got a lawsuit on their hands, so they suing Tesla for like dropping them, and they trying to make it a class action lawsuit. So if you one of the people who actually lost your job in that situation, you might want to see about jumping on with that lawsuit. Because I mean, shit, like companies, if you don't know your rights, companies gonna fuck you over every day. So if you one of the people who lost your job, Tesla fired you that day, definitely be sure to check into it. And I mean, even if you ain't at Tesla or some other kind of shit like that, like if your job wind up dropping you and more than 50 people all the same day, no notice, man, just be aware of that shit. Like these companies ain't for you, man. Just watch your back, for real, for real. So I mean, that's something going on with Tesla. Like I ain't rooting against Tesla. Like I said, I want to get a Tesla. I still want a Tesla. But I mean, shit, companies be doing what they be doing. Staying on layoffs, another company that recently been dropping people, Netflix, which I ain't gonna lie, like I don't know what Netflix metrics look like on the inside. But in my mind, when I be seeing Netflix and some of the stuff they got going on, like they had this first time losing subscribers in a decade, and they just seem like they overreacting like a motherfucker. I'm like, bruh, like I get it, y'all lost subscribers, cool. Other companies deal with this, but this y'all first time, and they y'all like, We dropped 150 people. It's like a month or two later, we dropped 300 more. I'm like, bruh, can y'all, I mean, I know y'all lost employees, but I mean, come on. Like, how many employees y'all finna fire? How many y'all gonna get rid of? So, like, that's what Netflix got going on. They didn't drop, like I say, 300 more people. And it really ain't no guarantee on how many more might get dropped. So that's 400, what's that, yeah. Yeah, if that's 450 people lost in like 2-3 months, that's a lot of employees at one company and shit. Tesla dropped 500, so, man, just be careful. You never know when your job might be at stake. And, like, another thing for me that I kind of recently noticed, because with Netflix, they just dropped The Umbrella Academy, which is, like, to me, I feel like one of the biggest shows on Netflix, like one of their biggest series. And Netflix just really still be doing dumb stuff to me. Like, I get why y'all ain't getting them subscribers. Y'all keep doing the old stuff. Like, you just dropped Stranger Things. That came out, like, not that long ago, that first little bit. Why in between Stranger Things, you drop another big-ass series like Umbrella Academy? Both of them take years before y'all get out a new series. Why would you waste them putting them in together? Put some time in between it. These other companies seem like they realize, hey, look, this is a big a big project we dropping. Let's make sure there's some space in between it. Like Marvel, like Disney ain't finna drop Avengers and then drop goddamn another one right behind it. Like, it's gonna be months. It's gonna be a big amount of time in between it. Y'all be doing the most at Netflix. Y'all motherfuckers ain't trying to get no money. Like, y'all got y'all money doing it one way and you don't know how to do it another way, man. Y'all gotta get that shit together, man. Netflix, these companies on y'all last. Switching off of these streaming services, let's get on to Instagram. And Instagram, one thing they got, which to me is kind of like, I don't really like companies having too much going on with my face, and I don't got kids, so, well, shit, let me get to say what it is that's happening. Instagram has an AI service to verify your age pretty much for like teens, because you got to be 13 or older to be on Instagram. But, I mean, let's be real. A lot of kids got phones, and you already know if you a little kid or whatever, they trying to be on everything. They want to be on Instagram, TikTok, regardless of what they say. I got to be how old? Bet, I'm 25. They going to lie about the age. Usually they going to probably like lie right on the age. Like, if they like 12, they going to be like, I'm 14 or 13 or something. Or if they 13 and want to be 18, they going to probably like, I'm 18, lying about the age. But so one of the things they have is an age verifier, which is kind of like a little software thing that you can kind of scan your face and see how old someone is. It's a decent little thing to me. So, like, you know, if you got like somebody who trying to like be able to access, you 13, you want to access the adult side of Instagram, be able to see whatever, you ain't limited. They might try to like lie about their age or change their age. Instagram got a lot of things in place to kind of prevent you from being able to see that. And I think that's good because, man, these kids, wild, you got to protect them in whatever ways you can. But one of the problems I did see with looking into the face verifier that they have is that females and people with darker skin are not as accurate with the system. So it really just sucks to like see another program and another thing in this tech world to where it's like, all right, bet we got this thing, but the more marginalized people is not as accurate or it isn't as good for them. So it's still a small percentage, but basically if you dark skin, you got melanin flowing through your skin like myself, or if you're a woman, you're a female, it can't identify you as well on your age. It's not as adept, which kind of sounds like it's more tuned to the white male, which is like, come on, y'all got to do better on these things. It's a lot of people in the world. Like, I get it. In America, situations, by percentages, white male may be dominant. But, bruh, you got to accommodate to everything. I don't need to feel like I'm getting a lesser product just because I don't look like the majority. Like, come on. So y'all just got to do better. I mean, y'all already know the situation we got going on with women in America right now over the court cases they had. You can't have something like that going on. And like I said, it's a lot of cool stuff with Instagram as far as with that. Like something I didn't know. I mean, when Instagram came out, I was grown. So I've only ever experienced Instagram as an adult. And that was before they had like probably a whole bunch of limits and stuff like that. But like another thing they have that I didn't know is that they have a social vouching. So like if you underage and you trying to like verify that you old enough to be on there, one of the things they can do is request like your mutual friends like send it out to 3 of them who got to be over 18 to say, yeah, this person that old, which is like, hey, look, you can't be lying on your age. You gotta have, either you gotta be old enough, or you got 3 people who gonna lie for you who grown, which is like, man, you grown and you lying for kids, man, get out of there. But yeah, so like that's what's going on with Instagram. Like I feel like it's a dope program, but like y'all really got to get that up, man. Like being a female or being dark skinned shouldn't be a limit on how accurate your information is. So like get your models up for what y'all basing it on, so that y'all can be more accurate across the board. Another company, Amazon, has updated a weird ass feature. Well, it's not a feature yet, but it's something they announced and talked about. Was having Alexa have the ability to mimic or speak in the voices of your dead relatives, which is like, that's fucking weird. I don't need a robot trying to sound like somebody I know who done died. Like, I ain't got time to be in my house and I'm crying because I'm sad about somebody gone, and it's like, this damn robot talking to me. Like, that shit just weird. Like, I know it's just something they announced or talked about. It's not even a feature that's set to come out for show to anything, but it's just weird. And I know this is like a small subset of people who like, oh no, I would want to use that. But I feel like for the most people, like the masses, that shit is just a little bit weird. It's like a little bit weird. I don't need that. Like, I think the use case that they had was like a little kid asking it to read in their grandmother's voice a bedtime story. I mean, I get it, but also, man, I just don't feel like you need to have a computer trying to make it seem like your grandparents there or something. Like, if you got images or something, see them, but don't mimic them. Like, y'all be trying to do too much of these robots. I told y'all, man, I'm in the tech, but y'all better watch these robots. They be doing too fucking much. Doing too much. What's another thing we got announced? Nothing phone, which is, if you know about like OnePlus phones, the former CEO of there, I think it's Carl Pay, I want to say his name is, but he got the company Nothing coming out. They got the Nothing Phone 1. It's supposed pretty much, it's just another phone coming out. Like, pretty much in America, it's basically you got an iPhone or you got a Samsung phone or you just got some other phone. Google phones out there like that, but they still ain't making up the majority. I run with the Google phones, like I say, still on the Pixel 4. I'm gonna probably get to that Pixel 7 when they drop out later on this year. But I said the same thing about the Pixel 6 last year and wound up returning it, so you never know. But the thing is, Nothing is a company coming up, and I feel like it's good every time you got another company to try to get into the market and produce a new product, or just give us more options out here at the flagship level, because you got like the OnePlus phones in America, which kind of alright, but right now it's so few phones that you really gotta choose one or the other, or you ain't really got a phone. Like, if you want a flagship level phone, you getting an iPhone, or you probably getting a Samsung phone. And most other people, if you ain't crazy into tech or like a super nerd, you don't even fucking know about nothing else to get. I feel like it's good to have good products out there, but it sucks that you don't have enough variety. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I didn't like looked into some stuff and like seeing what they got, like Africa phones or European phones or the Asian phones. They got like a lot of companies that like I ain't never heard about. I barely know anything about. It's a few of them, like especially like the Asian ones, like Oppo and things like that we don't really get over here like that. But it's just crazy how it's a lot of different phones available, but if you ain't talking to the right people, you ain't in the right lanes, you ain't finna know shit about these phones. Like, they got the wet phone, and that's just how it be like. So man, I think it's good. Like, they trying to come out. It's a crazy ass aesthetic, because Nothing is the name of the company, just in case anybody got lost in how I'm talking. But it's a Nothing phone, and the name of it is the Phone 1. So they trying to basically be like the iPhone for Android. And I mean, Samsung already doing that kind of, but they trying to like be like super like aesthetic. Like, the look of it, they going for a very hard look. And cause like the one that they announced, like on the MKBHD channel, he was the one who announced it, had like the little phone showing, like on the back of the joint, they got like a little circle or whatever. And they got a bunch of little weird shapes on the back, but basically it's LEDs on the back. And you know, like a few years back, like everybody had like notification lights on the front of your phones, things like that to kind of let you know what's going on. That's kind of like they little riff off of that. So I think it's cool that they doing something. I don't think that's my aesthetic, but I do rock with the fact that they doing something different in that lane. Another thing real quick just to hit, DALL-E, which like I told y'all about a couple weeks ago, the company that is doing like text to image. So like you just type in a few words, they'll turn into an image. One of the things that they worked on was with the Cosmopolitan magazine, and they did the first full cover image that was created by artificial intelligence. So I think it's cool that they had that go on, you know, like making it a little bit more mainstream to people who might not, again, be in the tech lane. So like they made that image cover that they created for like one of the Cosmopolitan magazines. I'm guessing it's the most recent month. And it was like a woman, like a female astronaut kind of stepping over the thing in space. So I think it was kind of cool, but like, you know, that was just like something light going on. Definitely something to check out. If you ain't, like, take a look at that magazine cover from Cosmopolitan. Who else we got? Oh shit, Kate. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't 100% sure on how to say bro name, but I don't know if it's Khaby or Khaby. I want to say it's Khaby Lame, but Khaby Lame, he's Senegal, fucking now I sound stupid here. Let me stop. But dude from Senegal living in Italy, he has become the #1 most followed person on TikTok. I mean, look, it's just dope, any creator, but I'm always gonna be lying saying anytime I ain't proud to see somebody with skin color looking like my bro dark. He darker than me. So the fact we got somebody who look like that, who became the most followed person on TikTok, I think that's dope as hell. And to me, like, one of the things that really speaks to is the fact, man, with the youth now, man, they really, like, of course you still got racism and things like that. But like the youth, man, they way more open, and it's way more opportunities for people that look different ways to have an opportunity to, like, hey, nah, I rock with you regardless. You can still get a fan base and a following regardless. Black, white, regardless of whatever you look like. Male, female, they, other. I'm looking at you and I ain't 100%, but hey, I like what you doing. I like the fact that the youth really like follow through and just like, hey, look, man, we rocking with whoever we rocking with. I don't care whoever you are. If we rock with you, we rock with you. So I feel like that's dope. So like, bro, became the most followed person on TikTok. He got a lot of brand deals going on with things. Man, salute to him, man. Keep doing your thing. Get your bread, bro. One thing that I did read on and kind of like felt like, damn, it's unfortunate. Even though he's the most followed person on TikTok, he does not make quite as much money as the previous person, the Charlie D'Amelio. Like, she making the average of what, at least what was reported on that I read, she making like over like $10,000-12,000 more dollars per post, like brand post or something like that with a company. So I mean, it's like, if we both getting the same kind of following, we still getting the same kind of views, why are you getting more money than me at the same kind of point? Like, we still got the same kind of fan base. Like, we both big as shit. Shouldn't be making way more money than me. Even though like they both in the like range of like, she like 105, he like 90,000. So it's like they both in that bread category, but it's still like, hey, look, man, you already know, like, as black creators, we often deal with not making the same. So it's just unfortunate, but like, man, look, salute to him still. That's the thing I want to just mostly stand on, man. Salute to bro becoming the most followed person, making dope content. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, people follow him and fuck with him because he make dope content. So keep on doing what you're doing, bro. Staying on the lane of black creators, we got Snapchat, who then kind of introduced a thing that they plan on having go later on this year, an initiative to help black creators to get a chance to get their content out. And it's like with it's 523, I think is the name of the program or whatever. But pretty much what it is that 25 black creators are going to be put into this program to where they're going to make $10,000 a month for a year, which, I mean, bro, that's $120K. That's instantly a 6-figure position right there, being a content creator. But what they're doing is just kind of getting up and coming creators to kind of push them, making Snapchat content, getting it out there, and just kind of find a way to grow and make themselves be profitable in the industry. And I mean, even though 25 in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot of people, hey, look, to have 25 people who you focused in on and growing those people who all are minorities, all black people, you got to be black to qualify for it. That's a dope thing right there. So, I mean, just them doing something to kind of help push and give us a more equal footing in this creative economy, I think that's super dope. So shout out to Snap on that. And if you somebody who want to check in with that, the deadline for it is August 11th to submit for it. I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't no Snapchat crazy, but I might be falling on a little Snapchat mode. Like I'm a content creator, but I don't know if I'm a Snapchat content creator. But shit, I can be. Shit, I can be. 120, I can be. What you need me to do? Shit. What you need me to do? You want my pictures to disappear? You want me to do a TikTok spotlight? Snap, whatever. Hey, gotcha. Holla at your boy. So yeah, man, that's something dope. Like I said, all black content creators, man, August 11th, Snapchat. Be sure to at least submit, man. Give yourself an opportunity, give yourself a chance to come up. Switching over to some law shit when it comes to tech. We got we got some U.S. Senators who are kind of like pushing for the USB-C to kind of become like more of a universal charger across America, which is kind of like the same thing that they got in the EU, the European Union, where they trying to push people to all be using like the USB-C thing. Like over here, they pushing for just universal charge in general, which basically gonna be USB-C. But I mean, I feel like this dope. They trying to like having it come from over there and over here, both pushing to get people using the same thing, which for the most part is kind of a push at Apple. But it's dope that they kind of like trying to do that to kind of like minimize e-waste. So that's a cool thing going on. Another big thing in the law area, I don't even know like how much is, well, I guess it is tech, e-cigarettes. So the company Juul, if you don't remember about them, they had a big thing like a few years back of like government kind of having issues with them because they were a big company that pushed vaping into like the forefront of like culture and society and things like that. So you got a lot of people who be out here vaping. Juul is like a big company with it. And the problem with it is, if y'all remember like back in the Gap, and sometimes they still have it on where they got like the no smoking, the anti-smoking commercials that be going on with like little orange shit or whatever. And that was like a big thing to trying to get people to stop smoking cigarettes, stop smoking nicotine. But the problem is you got vaping come along, which is supposed to kind of be an alternate, but vaping kind of made smoking cool again. So instead of smoking cigarettes, you're doing vaping, but sometimes it'll be like damn near the same effect and sometimes even worse. So that's a big reason why Juul wound up having like a big issues with it. The thing is that recently the FDA rejected their proposal pretty much from Juul to try to be able to sell products in America. So basically that made it instantly, bam, it's a ban on all fucking vaping products from the company Juul in America. But like shortly after that, I think like a few days later, they got a temporary hold on that ban. So right now you can still buy your Juul cigarettes, e-cigarettes and vaping or whatever. But I mean, shit, that's something you just got to watch out for. There's a lot of things going on with that. You got to watch. I mean, I ain't a fan. I don't smoke at all. Like, I mean, I know I got these locks and everything. Folks feel like I'm on that vibe or whatever. Look, I don't smoke nothing. I don't smoke that green. I don't smoke nothing. You feel me? But hey, look, to each their own. But I also feel like you got to watch companies in producing something that's going to like kind of influence our youth to do things that they wouldn't really be rocking with if it weren't for the fact you kind of making it seem cooler than it need to seem. Like it ain't really helping anybody. Like you ain't helping older people get off it, and you ain't helping young people. You bringing new young people onto it. It's like shit, y'all damn near this cigarette tobacco company of the goddamn 20th century or 21st century. Switching over, or shit, even staying on the law side of it, but we switching over to the culture side. We gonna talk about the Roe versus Wade overturning. And I mean, hey, look, everybody listening, I don't know where I stand on it, but I damn sure stand on the side of that's bullshit. And I mean, fuck the legislators that pretty much, or the Supreme Court, they kind of overturned that ruling. Like, to me, that's bullshit. Because basically what y'all did was say, oh no, we do have the right to tell you how you should conduct your body and what you can do to your own body. Like, to me, I feel like that's crazy. Like, I personally would not want to have, like, if I'm with a woman, like, obviously I'm a male, I can't reproduce a baby. But I wouldn't want a woman, if I got it, whether accidentally or whatever happened, circumstance, you get pregnant, I wouldn't want an abortion to happen, but I would want to have a conversation, situation, and it's available. The thing is, once y'all making these laws and you somebody who's not involved in the situation at all and making that final decision, that should not be in the hands of people who are somewhere across the way in some court case, being able to tell somebody else what happened in a private situation, what they can and cannot do to their body. And the big problem with that shit is most of the people who voting on this and making these decisions, just at the end of the day, you got men who are making decisions for women. Like, just period. There should not be a disproportionate amount of men making a decision that does not apply to men. Like, you should not be able to be the main ones making that decision. I don't think you should be able to make that decision at all, me personally. That's like somebody coming to you like, oh, can you have a heart transplant? Like, no, you shouldn't be able to tell me I can't have a heart transplant. You can't tell me I can't do, they can't do something to make me survive. But that's basically what you have going on in that situation. So you have it to where women cannot go and get abortions regardless of the situation. And the fucked up thing about it is in some places, that's including medical emergency abortions. So even if the woman has been raped, so that she didn't make that choice to have that baby, she cannot have an abortion. She has an incest, someone in her family, something happened, she is pregnant of some forced situation, again, rape, she cannot have an abortion. She has some type of medical emergency where inside of her body, whether it's stillborn or whatever's going on, to where her having that child is gonna kill her, she cannot have an abortion. The moment you telling me that I gotta die for a baby that's dead inside of me, I mean, that's a sad situation I'm already dealing with, but now my family gotta deal with me dying as well because of your ignorance in making a law. That's bullshit. So, I mean, like, I don't know what the people who listening to this, the way I feel, but I mean, regardless, I'm gonna let you know how I feel. And I think that's bullshit, the fact that them being able to make that decision. Now, again, for me, I hope and I pray, just like, I mean, I'm pretty much, nobody ever wants to go have an abortion, like be in a situation to where they're gonna have to have an abortion, but I don't think that, I don't ever want to be a part of one, but I don't ever feel like anybody should be able to tell somebody else what they can and cannot do with their bodies. That's not, now if you have a child's out living, you go kill a baby that's born, that's a different situation. But someone dealing with what's going on in their body, you should not have the right to make that decision. And that's just how I feel on that. I do want to say salute to the companies that are doing different things and offering to their employees, like somebody who might have an employee who's living in a state that is passing abortion laws, to where they'll pay for the accommodation for them to be off from work, go to a place where they can safely have that abortion. I feel like that's dope that y'all companies are doing that. Shit, I stay in Texas. So in Texas, like, it's crazy shit right here. Like, you already know, like, if you're an Uber driver and you drive somebody to an abortion clinic, you can be held accountable. You can be held accountable as a doctor. You can just so many crazy things. So I feel like it's dope. The areas that are not passing abortion laws, I mean, just to be honest, there's a lot of these red states. I don't really care too much on the blue, red, Democratic, Republican side or anything. I'm just more on the side of what I feel like is right, and I feel like it's bullshit that they are making those decisions. That's just how I feel. And at the same time, what's crazy, and I seen like a lot of things with it, basically folks gave more rights to having a gun because New York, they lifted the gun laws, and they have a whole lot of gun laws going on, a whole lot of issues people talking about with gun laws. You done gave more rights to a gun than you giving to a woman over her body. That's crazy. So we're speaking on the New York thing. They uplifted the gun law, which pretty much prevented people from having conceal, like the right to conceal in the state, like outside to carry. And I feel like that's crazy because, I mean, you know, like we didn't always had like the right to bear arms is the American Constitution thing, but you got a whole state that for over 100 years has prevented it. Like, I ain't never been to NY, but like one of the first things that come up to my mind is like thinking about somebody like Lil Wayne when he was in had to do that little stint up there for having a gun on him. I don't know what his gun license is, like whether it's in Louisiana or Miami or something like that. But the crazy part is like you up there and you got a whole sentence just because you carrying a gun, but like the state is set up so where you can't carry a gun. So they uplifted that right there. So now in New York, you should be able to like get the license to actually be able to carry a gun without having like some special situation like being a security guard or some type of special situation just to do it. Again, like I say, I'm not pro having assault rifles and all the most, but I am pro having like, you know, the ability to carry something to protect yourself and your family. But I don't think you need to have the most. You need to have something to protect yourself, not to go cause mass destruction. Staying in the culture lane, man, I gotta just switch and just get off of all the extra shit right here. I don't know if y'all noticed the goddamn, little bucket I'm wearing today. Hey, look, man, it's a fresh little joint right here out of a dope black-owned company that I found on TikTok. It's called Kin, K-I-N. It's pretty much silk-lined products, so like everything they have, or not silk, but it's satin-lined products, which is something that's good for like your hair, like to maintain moisture, make sure that the things you have on drying and causing friction on your hair. And as someone with locks myself, like that's a big thing. Like I wear buckets all the time, but most of my buckets ain't satin. I mean, none of them are satin lined other than this one. I was like, yo, I gotta catch that. But another thing is, I love my buckets. I mean, obviously I know I love my buckets. I done wore one every episode if you ain't noticed. That's my vibe right there. But the thing is with them, it's hard to find a bucket that fit like how I like it. Like I like my buckets to fit big and go over like so. But with the thing that caught me on it when I seen it on TikTok, it was like she was I think it was the owner. She was talking to Teddy Bridgewater, the quarterback, and he got like stuff going on with his hair out there. So she was like, "Hey, look, it fit regardless of your hair size. It's gonna fit. Go ahead, pull it over." And she was like, he pulled it over and like that joint just like slammed right on his head. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see about that because it's so hard to find a bucket that fit. And the fact I seen that joint fit, I was like, bet, let me catch that right there. I ain't gonna lie, when this one came to the house and like I opened it up, I was like, yeah, this ain't finna fit my hair. Like I got too much hair for this to fit over my head. But this joint, like I pulled it over, slid it, like it was nothing, man. This baby is on, nice, comfortable, more than enough room. So I'm definitely rocking with Ken Apparel. I'll probably catch some more of it because, I mean, hey, look, the more products I have that aren't messing up my hair, the better off it is for me. And plus, it's a black-owned company. What can I do but support them? So shout out to Ken Apparel. And they do a lot of products other than buckets. I mean, that's just my vibe. But they do hats, so they got the buckets, they got beanies, they do hoodies, so they got like the hoodies and just like the hoodie part is lined with satin. So like when you pull it over, it's not cotton, it's draining out the moisture from your hair. They got pillow covers that you can like you traveling or something, snatch that joint over there. They got car headrest covers, so when you're laying your head back in your car, you look, man, they got everything. So like definitely rock with them, man. Ken Apparel, shout out to them. Dope product, dope company, black owned. Just show the love, man. And that's that right there on now. So man, y'all definitely had that going on. Hey, look, Ken Apparel, you want to shout me out, like have some linking up? I would definitely love to because I definitely want to get more people on y'all products. So tap in with them. Let's switch over to music. And I ain't gonna lie, man, music scene crazy right now. Like y'all already know, man, we just talked about Drake having his joint come out with the dance vibes, and it was like everybody was like, I don't know how we feel about this, even though it's Drake, so he definitely did numbers regardless. But right afterwards, I think Drake dropped on Friday. On Monday, Beyonce came through with I think it was Break My Soul was the name of her joint, and it was on that kind of house dance vibe. I don't know exactly if house or dance a difference. I ain't into it. I ain't on either one of them, so like my bad if I'm speaking about it wrong, but I feel like it was dope that they having that going on, and like they kind of create like when some of the stuff I read about is like people are like, oh, that's finna be the wave right now. You know, Drake was heavy on that. Like, hey, look, we're ahead. Y'all gonna have to catch up. I rock with them doing that, but I ain't gonna stand like I can listen to it, but I can see myself diving too crazy into it. But I mean, that's how I kind of go sometimes. You got like people who move in the culture, move in the wave, and that's just how it be. But one thing that did really come to my mind is like when it come to TikTok and you like catch some of them dances like like I said, the youth and them be doing, man, it kind of matched that vibe of them songs. Like I ain't finna do too much, but you know, like they be like, I'm like, man, them ain't hip hop dance moves like that. That's just like some bounce popping kind of joint. So it kind of matched that vibe, but like that dance house music joint. So I don't know, they might become the wave right now. Like Drake and Beyonce, like two of the biggest artists. So like the fact that they doing it, and you know, like a lot of times for some people they speak for the culture. To some people, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I heard Beyonce join, I was like, yeah, that's the same kind of vibe. But I was really rocking with it though. So like that joint a vibe. It got energy going on with it. and staying on the goddamn music scene, like I told y'all at the start of this episode, goddamn 2017 just dropped by your boy. And what that mean is, of course, the jam and joint of the week is 2017 by your boy. You feel me? So, man, like I said, what that means is this week, jam and joint of the week is going to be 2017, aka Still, by AO. That's me, man. I definitely hope y'all rocking with it. Man, that's a vibe right there. It's a little joint, man. And just to get out like a little backstory on it, like 2017 is like one of the first songs I recorded. Like obviously it's called 2017 because I recorded it in 2017. So it was like one of the first songs I did, like going into a studio, locking in, doing all the little joints or whatever. And like that's what I've been sitting on for a minute. And it was just like trying to catch like the right vibes and stuff like that. And that was just like one I always loved, wanting to get out. Like even if you listen to the lyrics, like some of the references I make, I say my age in the song. I ain't that age no more. But man, it just like definitely spoke to a joint. And still how I feel, man. They say I'm still the nigga I started as. You feel me? Like I'm still the one I started as. Like I ain't never switched up, still trying to be who I am. Like you just gotta rock with it, man. But like I said, definitely if you ain't, tap in with that jamming joint of the week 2017 by AO. You can find it on all streaming services. You're gonna see like the little cover kept it real simple and sleek because I wanted to take it back because it's an older joint for me, but it's new for y'all. Just gonna say 2017 wherever you look at it, and you look inside this zero, you got the little steel going through the, like I say, something real light. That's how I want to go with the aesthetic on this cover right here. So I'm hoping y'all rocking with it. I'm hoping y'all liking it. And I mean, honestly, for the most part, that's an episode this week. So definitely tap in with me. Still the company, Just Water. Y'all drink in with them. And I definitely want y'all to link in with me, man. Just Water. Look, I'm trying to like, trying to work something here, baby. Holla at your boy. That's like I say, man, I'm definitely trying to support black-owned companies. Like, shout out to other companies as well, but my primary push is going to be toward black-owned companies. And I definitely want to, like, link in with any of them that want to work with me. If you're checking out the podcast, please be sure, I would definitely love and appreciate if you listening to the podcast on, like, Apple, Spotify, whatever, drop a review, man, like it, hit 5 stars. Let other people know why you tapping in with it and why you rocking with it so that we can get more people to kind of come in and check in with the crew. If you're watching it on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, man, leave all the stuff. Like, just let me know how y'all feeling. Like, let me know what part about what I talked about y'all was rocking with, what y'all wasn't too much. Give me some feedback because I definitely want to make the best product I can for y'all to be listening to and watching. And like I said, man, we trying to get in guests on the episode, on the podcast. So if you want to be a guest or you know somebody who might be a dope guest, hit me. I'm definitely willing to reach out, and I'm accepting people reaching out to me to kind of link in with this. So definitely tap in. You can find me, AO, on all social media. AO Forever, just AEO Forever. That's on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever it is. You're going to definitely find me under that. And you can find the podcast under Stick to the Code Pod, P-O-D at the end. That's on the same, for the most part, on all platforms, Instagram and TikTok for the most part. With that being said, I really don't got too much more to say. I know I already kind of talked y'all heads off, man. Something I do want to say though, like definitely, man, if you in the area, because it's something that I really feel like a way about. Like if you in the area or use something to like where you can help somebody who might be kind of fucked up because of the abortion laws or they put in a bad situation, man, help somebody if you can. Speak to your legislation and kind of like push whatever you can so that they ain't passing these laws that are limiting women on their bodies. Man, definitely do what y'all can. But that's just how I feel. I want to let y'all know how I'm rocking, what I support. I don't want no confusion on what I'm standing with. And look, man, that's another episode. Y'all already know what I leave y'all with. Look, man, this is Stick to the Code podcast. I don't care whether it's in tech, culture, whatever the situation is, man. Just know what your code is and stick to it. You got to stick to your code, man. This is Stick to the Code podcast. We out.